Yes, sir. Back at it again. League podcast. Weeks 10 through 14, season 6. Got the
Yes,
one, the
sir.
only. Mr. Get Your Hezzy right. Mr. Are you still snowed in? Potential ice in his veins. Bagwork, how you doing?
What's good, man? I'm doing good. Glad to be here, man. Happy Friday to y'all.
Yes, sir. Life update. How was the snow?
Um, Man, it's still the snow's not melting. That's the thing. It's still out here, but it was pretty brutal for me, man. I had to shovel the driveway for like 4 hours. It was a two-man job. Still took 4 hours. But knocked it all out that one day and haven't had any problems since. Luckily, I wasn't like parked on the street or something to where I got fried by the snow plows. So
Gotcha. Good to hear that. Glad everybody is safe and doing well. To our other hosts, my left, your right, your up, my down. The king of the Great Value Death Valley?
oh wow.
Previous champ. Fries, how you doing today, man?
What's good, man? I'm good. Happy to be back. Talk some ball. A lot has happened in the league, so we got a lot to get to.
Glad you're here. Glad you could join us. We gonna kick it off a little different today. We're gonna start with recruiting. Look at the top classes right now. A little more balance. Not really as much though. Um, Instead of one person dominating, now there's just two. So, Fries, how you feel about the recruiting since it's been a little more relaxed with one person not stealing all the 5 stars?
Yeah, I think it's a lot of opportunities for some other people to come up of the ranks, specifically Zevi. I think they have a lot of him and Nighthawk had a lot of recruiting areas that overlapped, and it seemed like most of Zevi's food was getting taken. So now, seems like he's back to getting some good players. LSU, man, is putting together a crazy roster. I'm not gonna say he's Nighthawk, but his roster's getting like that. So yeah, another crazy recruiting year, 6 5 stars. Um, yeah, he's putting in work.
You got more 5 stars than some people have 4 stars.
Sounds like a them problem.
Tough.
No,
tough
we gotta
in
get
these
we gotta
streets.
the committee will review everything this all season. Know that.
Will they? Will they though?
Probably not.
Bag, how you feel about the top 5 in the recruiting class right now? Texas is hanging strong up there. Texas, Nebraska, and Bama. Not the same amount of 5 stars, but got a lot of early commits for the 4 stars. 17 of them, both of them, and then 18 for Texas.
She's yeah, I mean, I'm really happy for Alabama. He was a good user in the very beginning, and he left for a couple seasons, came back, and glad he's been able to have a good season this year, put together a good team, and going to keep adding to that. I know he got a very nasty D lineman, so that's good. Happy for Zev too. Like y'all mentioned, he's been being suppressed by that other user who was just taking all his recruits all the time. So because the thing with Oklahoma is they only have Purple Pipeline, I believe, in Oklahoma, and I think they have some Texas pipeline, but that's like just a tough place to recruit because so many guys have pipeline there.
Mm-hmm.
So he's stuck kind of recruiting all those like middle of the country type recruits where they'd have no pipeline, and before that other user used to fry him with that, but now he's kind of doing well there. So happy for him. Texas, we know, is always a good recruiter, but I think I think last year he only got 1 5 star, and he's getting none this year. So it'll be interesting to see how his team continues to develop if he's gonna kind of keep getting dominated on the trail for 5 stars.
Gotcha. Rounding out. Oh, wait a minute. Rounding out
Before
the
you do
top
that,
two. Okay, go ahead.
I'm sorry if you talk about recruiting. Go ahead. I just want to add a couple more comments. Go
Oh,
ahead. All you.
I was just gonna say rounding out the top 10 is Ohio State, who's never slouch, always seems to be able to pull in athletes. Good to see the Florida schools up here, Florida State and Miami in the top 10. I know how hard it is to steal recruits from LSU, Ohio State, Clemson, the likes of them, and then Auburn looking real solid so far. Hopefully we can get some. Let me see if you got any linemen.
And yeah, he needs them bad. And also Notre Dame and Clemson, you know, they're probably going to end up sliding up, probably in the top 7 at worst, but likely top 5, assuming they have a halfway decent portal. Because I think both of them have multiple 5 stars.
They do, yeah.
Just not many 4 stars up behind it right now.
Might just be waiting for the rest of the class to come in because those 2 and 3 5 stars hold a lot of weight.
Yeah. So I mean, if they can even have a halfway decent portal, they'll slide up there a lot.
Gotcha. Thank you, OG.
Bro, what was your extra comments, bro?
I was gonna say, mine is what was I gonna say? Oh, looking at Oregon, surprised that Oregon only has 1 5-star is good, but only 3 4 stars at Oregon. I don't know. I was scrolling down looking, and I just feel like that's kind of light for. I know he's on the game because let something go off in the league. I mean, he's definitely on the game, so I don't know what's going on there.
Definitely, actually, very, very good observation. Yeah, he should be doing much better on the trail, especially there was no Washington user this year. So he had the whole Pacific Northwest to himself, and I mean USC's, a good user, but
are we light on West Coast users?
Pretty light. I mean, there's no Arizona State user right now. None of the Utah. Oh, you're right. Yeah, Kenzo is, but he also isn't the best recruiter.
Yeah, it's light on the West Coast. USC. I think there is a UCLA user. Let me check there.
He must have on like auto recruiting though, because like, why is he even recruiting the number 1,845 player in the country? Like, what a waste of a commit to Oregon. I mean,
between UCLA, Arizona State, and Oregon, I think they have like 13 commits.
Yeah, so he definitely has to step his game up. I mean, he's borderline top 25 because of that 1 5-star. He is recruiting though, because he beat me out for that 5-star. I'm pretty sure he's a 5-star gem. Wide receiver. Is he a gem? No, he's not a gem, but he's very good. 6'4", speedster, best. Probably the best archetype, even though it's rare to find them, especially at the 5-star level.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, he's got a beast coming in there, but I mean, the rest of his class just looks pitiful. Should be better. We'll see. Maybe he can do something in the portal. I don't know. Maybe he's got 4 stars who are on his board who.
Maybe. I know it's Northern Cal, Southern Cal, and Pacific Northwest has a lot of talent out there. So hopefully they can start getting some of those guys, since it's really just those 4 users.
Yeah, Arkansas too. My other point. Sorry. Yeah, go ahead. What you were gonna say? But
you said what about who?
Arkansas.
I didn't mean to cut you off. My other point was Arkansas top 25. He gets 7 4 stars. If you I don't know if he has people ready to commit or what, but if he can get him like even like 5 3 stars, he could probably get up to like, I don't know.
Curious how fast this guy is.
Top 15. I mean, he can get up there decent ways. So.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to see like if Oregon has some recruits coming, but it's crazy actually. The top 3 recruits from California are all coming to LSU.
Wow.
And, he has none in like the top 10. Texas has probably 3 of those guys in the top 10. Clemson, you got 1, a running back out of California. And USC has a number 4 player in California, D lineman. But yeah, I don't see Oregon on any of these dudes, so I'm gonna assume he's just not recruiting. He finally has a 4-star commit down here with the pass rusher from California, but yeah, something's not up. He's got 2 4-star linemen from California, which is good, but yeah, definitely very disappointing. A lot of guys in California who are just slipping through the cracks. Looks like, and he doesn't look like he's on any of them in particular. Maybe literally 0 as I'm scrolling through. he has one who he's right there on with. He's in a recruiting battle with Stanford for a 4-star linebacker. So we'll see if we can get that guy. Let me see. Let's move this down to Oregon. There'll be less guys who are 5 stars and 4 stars, but maybe he's got some of them. Number 1 player in Oregon, Oregon only has 1 4-star player and 1 5-star player. That's crazy. So he got the number 5 player in the country who happens to be from Oregon. He got him. The only other 4-star from Oregon, Alabama got him.
That's tough. That's real tough.
Yeah, it's a rough year. Washington had no 5 stars, but quite a few 4 stars. But he isn't even in the top 5 for a lot of these guys. There's a corner who he's in the 4th on. Went to Arizona State though. Yeah, I mean, I gotta just say, I mean, if you don't recruit, your backyard, what are you doing?
So, yeah, no. Good pipelines. You got a 5-tier pipeline for Southern Cal, 4-tier for Pacific Northwest and Utah, and then 3 for Northern Cal and Arizona. So a little mixed for Oregon, but Southern Cal should. And then
Yeah, he definitely should have done a lot better there. He seems like he's active and he knows what he's doing, but not paying off in any recruits.
So.
I mean, I'm looking at it now. Like, even Arizona, he has 3-star pipeline. Like, he didn't even recruit the number 1 player in Arizona. Maybe he's trash. I don't know. But, he probably was because no users offered him, but didn't get that guy. I mean, there's 8 4-stars out of Arizona, and, Ole Miss went and snagged one. Nebraska came and got a corner. It seems like Oregon was recruiting that guy. Yeah, so, we'll see.
Nebraska getting a little handsy. Notice he ain't been in the middle of the country where he should be. Been reaching out a little much. Been dipping his hands in Michigan, and I haven't been a fan of it. So.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to him having number 3 class. I mean, good for him.
Yeah,
we don't like to see that, but good for him. 5-star QB too. Guy should be something good. Pocket passer, yeah, he should be nice.
Frowls. Moving on to Spotlight of the Week. What team we got, sir?
I think we're gonna rock with Arkansas this week, man. Devoted listener, always locked in, and I think we wanted to take a look and see. I mean, if you even want our advice, but I feel like for the most part, we know how to build a team. For the most part, things you need, and we've seen a lot. So maybe give some little areas you can lock in on. What you got going on?
From the recruiting perspective, let me see if I can pull it up real quick. Arkansas. 4-tier pipeline for Arkansas, 3-tier pipeline for the following: Tennessee, Louisiana, Oklahoma, and North Texas. 2-star pipeline for East Texas, Central Florida, and Metro Atlanta, and then 1-star for South Georgia and Southwest Texas. We'll start with the recruiting guru, Bagwork. Any light tips for him on those pipelines? They don't appear to be the strongest, but I would assume he's the only person with a 4-tier pipeline, at least for Arkansas. But his 3-tier pipelines of Tennessee, Louisiana, Oklahoma, and North Texas.
Yeah, I mean, he's got some. I mean, he's only got three level 3 pipeline in a lot of places, but he's got them in some great places to have them. I would definitely, if I was in his situation, I would definitely sort by pipeline. At the beginning of the year, I probably would sort by 5 stars first and just see if there's a 5-star who maybe he's from Arkansas or is from one of those pipelines or has a playing time deal breaker, those type of dudes. I would definitely go after that handful of 5-stars. If there's one available, some years there's probably not even one, but sometimes you definitely will get some. So I would start there, and then after that, I probably would sort by pipeline, and I would fill the positions that I need, but I would just be trying to see like who is in the pipeline and has like a good grade, like so like in his case, like maybe championship contender is not necessarily one that you want to rock with or playing style, but proximity to home, obviously. Um, you know, Probably coach prestige is probably halfway decent. Brand exposure, he can probably get in on some of those guys. Um, Whatever deal breaker he has, where he can get some, like ideally like a B plus or an A. Um, I would target those guys regardless of if they're how interested they are, because it's easy for you to climb with their board. If you just target them and throw 50 at them from the beginning. So I'll definitely go after those guys, and then I would probably finish out with guys who are just have me in like the top like 3 of interest. And I probably would go from there. I mean, I probably wouldn't recruit outside of those spaces because it can be it can be hard, especially when you're in his shoes with only 600 points every week. You got to be real particular with who you target. So it's really I would use those filters I just named and find the absolute best players in there that I think I can like actually go get, and I would be all over those guys. Pause. You know what I'm saying? But like I probably would find like 10 or so guys who are just really good and go after them, and then probably like another 4 I probably throw like 25 points at each and try to kind of like hold them down. Maybe like some under the radar guys that maybe people aren't just all over, So that's what I would do. And obviously, winning more games to get your stars up to have more points will only help. So
for right now, I don't know if you have maybe ready to commit, but those 3-star gyms, if you can get you like 4 or 5 of those in a class, like those dudes really can end up being, good players for you for years. Even at Clemson, I like 3-star gyms. I mean, they'll get burned. So
yes, sir.
Scoop them.
Starting off at quarterback, Ryan Mallett. That sounds like a legend.
yeah, you gotta. I mean, so we made him a nice legend with Mallet. He earned it doing something. I feel he won the grudge match. He was the best person in grudge match last year.
Okay.
And yeah, this guy's not his play style though. He went with the quarterback, Ryan Mallett. You can see he has. I'm pretty sure he has like a rocket for an arm, or he has 95 throw power. He can really throw the deep ball. I believe this is all without any points going to him, but he also is just a statue in the pocket. So you got to be able to make reads to play with him. And, honestly, pocket passers with no badges or just the step up badge, can be rough. But this guy could be a really good player at the end of the day. Probably the least favorite archetype I could have is just a statue pocket passer. Ideally, you get a pocket passer who can move like a little bit. But so yeah, he actually was saying in the chat that his deal breaker is jacked up. He might leave.
Oh wow.
So
tragic.
I think like it ended up being pretty good as far as pocket passers go though. Like Star Dev, it looks all right.
I'd be a little.
Oh, if he can get him, if he can
Even
keep
has
him.
some quickness to get him. Like he can get him to like low 80s quickness speed at least.
Yeah, his
easily,
quickness
easily.
Because he's already 75 speed. Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's what
You don't
what
need to
I
put
would do.
arm strength on him. Like he can make him very good. I think he's got something there.
Absolutely. I mean, we didn't like fuck him over or anything, but yeah, I mean, if I was gonna dev this guy in particular right here this year, right here, he would have to get at least 2 spent on speed. I'm gonna assume he's gonna get like 40 points. I probably would spend like 2 on his speed, just to do something. I probably would spend like another 1 or 2 on his elusiveness, because that change of direction can really be a big time when you do start getting out of that pocket, especially even with pocket passers. Like you see, it's an 87. You get a dude who has like 80 speed, 80 excel, and then like 99 change of direction, which these pocket passers can get pretty easily. Like they are a little bit more mobile than you would expect, and then they have the best passing abilities. So they can be really, really good. And then obviously you see he only has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He has 6 ticks left for his accuracy. So I mean, all his accuracy numbers will be well over 90, except for maybe throw on the run. But he should be able to get So, anyways, what I would do is I would definitely, this year in particular, I think his arm is good enough.
Yeah,
I
he'll
think, and
definitely
you're playing in the Pac-12. I would get his speed a little bit better. Then I would get his elusiveness better. And I might spend like one point or one uh you know 6 skill points on actually just make it a little bit better. But really, I would be like trying to just chase badges. So I mean, like the first badge, I
you could
would
get
try
dot
to
next
get.
now.
Oh, okay,
He
yeah.
just deserves
So
the
like
points in the draft.
I would just spend the money on dot, and then I would go dot for sure. I probably can get to like silver.
Hmm.
So I would get silver dot. I wouldn't even spend time upgrading his points. I would get silver dot, and then like maybe if I had something left over after that, which I don't think you will, but I might spend that last one on accuracy and then try to get like on time to get the on time bronze, and then I'll just have those those light badges that'll help you out a little bit and make him a little more mobile this year. And his overall probably won't go up very much, so he'll be on track to be a 4-year guy probably. So, um, and then the following year, you can really amp up his accuracy and his badges, and then you got one of the best quarterbacks in the league.
Yes, sir. Moving on to the running backs. Got a Gold Shifty junior redshirt 85, so he should come back next year. Short of, oh my goodness.
You got some stuff over there, man. Running back room is, those top 2 are serious.
Yeah, the Excel being so high is a game changer. The change of direction not being high is also a game changer in the wrong direction.
Have you
But
seen this before?
the wear and tear,
Yeah, being so high.
I think it's because he played his game this week already.
Okay.
Must be it. I saw that
played-
though.
He played his game and got smacked up. But
Low break tackle. Curious what his toughness is. 90 toughness. Okay.
They're getting smacked up this week. Tough.
probably ran him so many times. I think he said he lost to the CPU this week.
Is it the second time he's done that? It happened last year, no?
Yeah, that's what he was
We
saying.
got to lock it on that, Arkansas. We got to lock it on that. But
You don't have to play with it.
yeah, it's probably the better option.
Like the CPU cheats, like point blank, period. So, especially if you're away. Wide receiver. Is this the wide receiver role?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, that ain't gonna cut it right there.
Seems like
I mean,
it's a glaring issue.
Well, listen,
He
it's the
definitely-
end of the season. Because if it wasn't, you could run out there and just play man on him and give him
Yeah, never
fits.
getting open. Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah,
most of them
that's
are
real
freshmen
bad.
and sophomore, so hopefully we got people inbound.
so the next thing I would do for Arkansas is hopefully you can get your quarterback to stay. If you can't, you got to go get another quarterback, obviously. But hopefully you can get your quarterback to stay. You got a quarterback for the future. Hopefully, you can make that work. Then running back, you're in a decent spot for this year. I
Mhm.
definitely would advise you to be. I don't know if you have a freshman running back right now coming in, but you definitely should be getting some guys underneath those guys so they can dev. So ideally, their second year at your school, they'll be playable for you. You got to go hard in the portal, and the key in the portal is you got to scout before the portal. You got to go through. It sounds terrible, but it's the only way you're gonna have any success because a lot of guys in here do it. You got to go through every single team and be able to judge who. If it's a user team, obviously it'll tell you their dev, but you can go to players, you can see like their caps and get a pretty good guess on based on what their overall is at this point in their career. Like if they're like a true sophomore and already 80 overall, they'll probably have a decent dev trait, or if they have no caps or very few caps, they probably have a decent dev trait. But you got to find some wide receiver targets to bring in there because you got to be able to, you have this quarterback, you have a running back with him, you got to have some threats out there for the quarterback to throw the ball to. especially if he's a pocket QB. You got to have guys who can get open, and right now you have 0 of those. So that's got to be priority number 1 for him in the portal.
Dude, Kindred is going to be good. He got elite dev. He'll get his points. And he got a lot of speed to gain. So he should be like at least a 95 speed going into next year, I think.
Maybe
That's where I would spend my points at least.
Let's see about his physicals. Okay, so he can get Cutter at least, and then Shifty will be Shifty. And
Yeah,
okay.
like if I'm him, you're gonna have to upgrade his speed to get Shifty, but that's the number thing you have to get Shifty. I mean, whatever you're gonna have to spend your points. I wouldn't try to just get him to like. Well, you're gonna have to get his acceleration up, but I would literally be doing whatever to do to get Shifty, and like I wouldn't spend points anywhere else. Like, so he can be a game changer, but still, that's one guy. You need like 3 guys. You need 3 guys, maybe 4. Ideally, you have, obviously you're not like LSU, but or something like that. But like, ideally you have like 3 or 4 guys who can play this year, and then you have like a couple guys, in the stable. So yeah, but you really got to build up that receiver room. I mean, having no one over 90 speed except for that one guy who's a 65 overall is egregious.
It's gonna be tough.
Is he at least uncapped?
Nope.
Heck no.
Wow.
He's a 3-star. He's cooked.
Okay.
You gotta do something right there. And you can find them though. Like, you can find easily in the
You got good
portal.
pipelines, man. You got good pipelines.
You should be able to get you at least, honestly, 2 or 3 that are at least like 93 speed without even having to do too much work. They're out there.
For sure. I mean, yeah, it's mostly just about scouting beforehand, because the problem is a lot of people show up to the portal and now you want to scout players, and then you use so many points scouting dudes. Like, personally, I haven't used a single point scouting someone in the portal ever. Like, I do it all beforehand, and I have a whole system, and like, I'm a nerd, but like, that's how you get it done. If you come in there with the fucking and you only have 800 points and you got to spend 600 to even figure out who's good and who's not, you're never gonna win.
Thanks.
Okay, got an okay tight end.
We need tight ends there too, but I mean, tight ends such a I feel like tight ends, like, it's more about like the plays you're calling, because like some routes tight ends are just gonna win regardless of how bad they are, or how good they are. But ideally, yeah, you need a better tight end too. But I can't say that's I would say that's a top priority. I mean, I'm sure we're gonna get to your line. It's gonna be terrible. So
wait a minute. Left tackle 87, elite def sophomore.
Fire.
He's a dog, but that's about it.
Left guard 60.
The right tackle's leaving.
Right guard. Oh my goodness. You don't have that many linemen.
Yeah. Just gotta go get those in the portal too. I mean, I would just take anybody at line for real. I wouldn't even be number one priority. Would definitely be number one priority is keep Ryan Mallett, obviously. And then number 2 is get wide receivers. And then if we're gonna add to that list, number 3 is just have bodies at linemen, like 3 at every position. Just start there.
Yeah.
And then,
because you'll
ideally you get guys who are young too.
A good
because the thing with linemen is the lineman, there's no shortcut to having a good line. Like linemen, you have to get them in there. You have to let them dev. You can get a 5-star lineman. He's still going to be like a 78 overall and get destroyed by anybody. But I mean, by the time he's a junior, he's probably almost certainly over 90. So I mean, it's really about time in the program with linemen. So first thing I would do if I were you is definitely just get your floor higher. Just go if there's a sophomore or freshman lineman in the portal that you have any chance of getting, I'd be taking them.
I wouldn't even scout them for real.
No.
I just gotta get them.
I'm saying the same thing. Well, once again, scout before the portal. Don't waste your points in the portal on scouting. But yeah, you gotta get them. Gotta get bodies in there.
This class, unfortunately, has no lineman at all that signed at least. He might have some on his board, but last week I would probably throw like 5 or 6 offers on some 3 stars, maybe just to have.
That's something you got to do early, though. That's the only negative about linemen.
Yeah,
You have to be on linemen
it's gonna be tough.
super early. Left edge. If anything, I could say he plays good ball with his team, though.
Yeah,
he's not a bad user. I mean, team building goes a extremely long way. I mean, he's got, his D line also just needs D lineman really even more so. And this is, 4th on the priority list. Well, we can make the 3 just be line on both sides of the ball. But once again, you need bodies. You got to let them develop. The big key for me with D lineman is the archetype. And when I say the archetype, I mean don't recruit pure power players in general because they're shitty. So, outside of that, you need bodies, you need time in. D lineman, the dev really matters with D lineman, I will say. But in your case, I think you just need some in there so they can just keep getting better. And like even an impact dev guy will get to be, mid 80s and be very good. But in terms of just having like a lineman who's dominant, like the dev trade does tend to matter a lot because things are expensive for a lineman. Like to make their power move better is like 7-8 skill points and stuff like that. So depth trade definitely matters there, but you definitely need bodies too.
Yeah.
So time in.
Yeah. Senior. Oh man, the only thing that's not even just the bodies, but just the lack of, and then you have a lot of older junior seniors.
I feel like he's living off a lot of people who I boosted on his team at this point. Like, cause I probably boosted his team like 2 or 3 years ago. Like those dudes are starting to get older, and he's just not bringing anybody in. You gotta have bodies.
If anything, I am impressed with what he's been able to do with this.
Yeah, I mean, kind of.
94, 83, 80.
He's playing the Pac-12. He's 5-7 in the Pac-12. I mean, he's not like he's hooping, but like, team building. Honestly, like we don't really have any users in here who are just bad at the game. In terms of like once you start playing the game, but when your team is this outmatched, you don't stand a chance anywhere but the Pac-12, really. And even there, I mean, you've got a few teams who are just because
we're not there yet, but Chucky's coming down, and that team is no slouch on any given day, especially if they're on the road. So
yeah, and I mean USC will be back. He ran through that last year. Some teams are heading out, so it'll kind of be the same. But I mean, still, if he doesn't he needs to bring in like 30 people this class, and I don't know if he's that locked in on the game. Because if he doesn't, I mean, his team's going to end up being unplayable. It's going to end up like the Washington user who, left for someone just took over his team for next season. But, Washington, plays relatively good ball. I mean, he beat Notre Dame once again with a real bad team. And the next season, unfortunately, I mean, he didn't have enough players to play in the game, so I had to get him out of here. Someone just took his team because he did have a few good pieces. His situation was obviously better than Arkansas's. Well, worse in the sense that he had even less players, but better in the sense that the players that he did have, particularly at like wide receiver and cornerback, were good.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, you don't want to be in that boat where you essentially get kicked out of the league because your team isn't playable anymore.
Well, Frost, thank you for the team spotlight.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man.
Mr. Coco Melon. Potential, sir. Potential. Thanks for listening. Keep it up. And then just as hard as you play on the field, go ahead, hit the recruiting trail, man. College football is very much a 2-part game, unless you are the elite of the elite. So
100%.
All right, and we are here to our first question of the day.
Hey.
This is On you, right back?
Yeah, I got this one. The question of the day is, I'm not gonna hold you. I gotta go find it again. But the question of the day, who was the first player in this league to win the Walter Camp Award? Walter Camp Award. I
You
repeat.
had it. Can't.
Oh, Walter Camp. Who was the first player in this league to win Walter Camp? And by player, I mean the
User.
name of the player in the game, not the user.
Oh,
Who-
okay.
Who won Walter Camp year one?
All right. While we wait on that, we'll hop right into the conferences and we'll just keep an eye on chat since that's time stamped. We'll start at the top. SEC, bunch of big hitters. Oklahoma, Zevi's at the top, 12-0. Ohio State having, can we say a good season, or is this average for him? You know,
I think it's a good season. Yeah, I'd say it's a good season. He might end up winning the conference championship. Well, actually, I think Texas beat him. So if Texas beats Miami, Texas will make the conference championship and not him.
okay.
But yeah, he's having a good season. I mean, 2 losses is pretty good. So, and I assume they're 2, Texas and Oklahoma. So, he'll be a threat in the playoffs for sure. Looks like he's having to put a good team together and is having a good season.
But I will say, he just beat me this week, and for some reason, the game really values our rivalry. He might mess around and get a first round bye and not be in the conference championship.
Yeah, it looks like he probably will and get a first round bye. I assume somebody who's ranked ahead of him will lose. So,
Gotcha. Texas, Oklahoma locked in for conference championship in the SEC. Tennessee didn't have enough data to put him in the power rankings earlier, but proved he can hang in the SEC. So, don't take 7-5 or 4-3 lightly, especially in this conference. It's for sure respectable. So,
and he had the hardest schedule, as we were talking about off camera. Like he played LSU, he played Nebraska.
Yeah.
Out of conference as well. So he had easily probably the hardest schedule in the league. And he made do, especially down the stretch. Looks like he lost LSU, lost Nebraska, lost Oklahoma, lost Ohio State, lost Texas. But he did, when it mattered the most, beat the 2 teams who were also fighting to stay in the division or in the conference, and he pulled out 2 big time wins when he needed to. So shouts out to him.
I think we have a correct answer in the chat also. But it was your question, so you tell me.
Yeah, shout out Ohio. He got the job done right there. So that's +2 physical for him.
Okay.
Jeremiah Love from Notre Dame was the answer.
And it was his favorite user too. Okay.
His favorite player, his favorite member of the league probably is Notre Dame. So I'm sure that's why he knew it so quick.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, Terrell.
Oh, are you sure? What did you have to say?
No, I was gonna say, yeah, we said Texas and Oklahoma are locked in. Can Ohio State not be in there though? If Texas loses to J-Roth?
If Texas loses to J-Roth, Ohio State gets in. Yep.
Okay, let's make
which
sure.
Is definitely,
okay, I'm sorry. I didn't realize they didn't play. You did just.
Which is definitely possible. J-Roth has beaten Texas the last times they played, and he takes a lot of pride in that matchup. So we'll see who pulls it out. They play tonight, super late. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, if Texas loses that game, Ohio State gets in, which is great for them. And I think Ohio State can make some noise and win a conference championship. That'd probably be a second, I think, or third. So he's definitely a threat this season. He's clearly got some things together going well for him. So Excited to
Yes,
see
sir.
how things shake out.
Yeah, he has 2 conference championships. Okay, so definitely not out the realm. Definitely doable. Done it once before. Looking to see if he could be the first repeat.
which is crazy. But yeah,
6 seasons
First
in,
repeat what?
champion.
Oh,
champion.
Yeah,
Zev. You're talking about who
either
you
one.
talking about right now?
Either one right now.
Yeah, I guess no one has it. No one has two titles. Don't worry, I'll save the day. I'll save the day.
I hope so. I really do. I'd like that to continue.
Yes, sir.
Notre Dame's year.
So we're going with
Wait,
this. All
wait
right.
a minute. Wait a minute. Okay. Before Bag jump on my neck, we can't let it slide. You know, being a podcast member, we gotta take
Go
our
ahead,
take
bro.
our L's where they are. Frowls, what happened this year, big dog?
Yeah, man, I was ass this year. Straight up like that. I had a force L early in the year. Had a stretch when into the game, but that's not an excuse. I just got built to ass, man. Zevi smacked me. Hey, actually, he really didn't. He really didn't. Ohio State just did me just dirty, and he was coming through the mic too because I wasn't in the party. He was just laughing and joking the whole time.
Oh,
Just
man.
laid back and just that was a tough one. But I couldn't say shit because I was getting smacked.
Nah, man.
Just
You,
had to
you,
move
you can
on.
always say something. Win or
Nah,
loss.
now when you're down like 49-7, you gotta just. Hey.
That's the best time. Let them know the results
Nah,
don't dictate
I did.
that.
I did hit a silly during the game, and I heard him get mad about it. So that was a small win for me.
Okay.
But
Get 'em.
so I mean, the Ohio State loss, Oklahoma loss, we can live with those. The Alabama loss, 31-0. What happened that game? That I got a few games on the schedule. That definitely throw me off. The Oregon game you played too, correct?
Nah. I didn't play that one, and the Alabama game was right after, and I played it it's probably like midnight. Wasn't really in it. He smacked me though. I can't use the time as an excuse. I just got worked. Got worked. Threw some picks.
Like
And
that loss, the J-Rock loss. Well, obviously the Georgia loss. You got some bad ones on there. I'm not gonna lie. Those three,
Yeah,
and then Tennessee, we would expect you to beat as well. South Carolina game, I felt like, he was in position to win that game.
Mhm.
He got a crazy, in my opinion, once again, he got a crazy flag on a play that would have sealed the game, but then he did also further down the stretch throw 2 Stevies that got dropped, or he threw 1 Stevie that got dropped, and another time he got throw out a sack right into a D tackle's hands that got dropped. But he was 1 play away from winning that game too, which was a tier 3 opponent. Would have been your first tier 3 loss of the year, but also a tier 2 one.
Mhm.
My question is really, at your skill level, I don't feel like your team should matter that much when you play some of these games. I mean, I get it, when it's relatively even. I'll even throw J Roth in there, and Tennessee's team's OP, but at home against that Alabama team, your team's much better than his. Still. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm not really asking the question. I just.
But to say what you want me to say, I'm ass. I mean, it was a bad year. Or I don't have anything else to say.
My question is just kind of what do you feel like it was that was holding you back so much this season? Because I feel like at the level that your general skill has shown in general over 6 years, I feel like not having a player here and a player there shouldn't result in you getting relegated out of tier 1.
Yeah, early in the year, Georgia game that would hurt to start. Then I had that stretch where I just dealing with some life stuff. After that, we just really couldn't get back on track, man. Ohio State, some games he'll smack me, other games I've beaten him pretty. It's how it goes. That one I'm not really upset with. Bama game, I really have no clue. I really don't know what happened.
We could say
just
Bama's
tough.
good.
J. Roth beat me for the first time ever in his life. So I mean, he got me. He played and turned the ball over. I wasn't used to his stem down corners and drags and play really efficiently. And he actually played solid defense, better defense than I've seen him play. He didn't do anything like he didn't really stop me. He had a pick in the end zone that I think was just a bad throw by me. That kind of cost me, but yeah, I mean he got it done. So not my year. We'll be back though. I feel pretty good. I'm gonna be able to turn my roster around. It's just a running back, man. I'm maybe the most dependent on Shifty in the league, which I'm fine. I'm fine saying that. I think I do more once I get Shifty though. I feel like I'm pretty serious with it. But yeah, this normal running back is not for me anymore. Need something else.
So who do you think are you potentially about to lose on your team because of your championship contender grade in particular?
My stud potentially would have been Hall of Fame linebacker. Somewhere and be crazy. That dude Paul Trewin, and my corner Wade Burr were both pretty good players. Those are the two main ones. Everyone else, I think, we can maintain. That's what I'm looking at. Maybe a couple other small pieces in there, but we should be okay. I got a good class coming in. My young guys, for the most part, are staying.
Word. Well, yeah. I mean, if it's only a couple players leaving, that's no big deal at the end of the day.
We'll be back.
Yes, sir. Conference championship. I don't know if we will be back before conference championship weekend. Bag Oklahoma, and if Texas loses, Ohio State would be in.
Yeah,
correct.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we'll do it this way. Oklahoma versus Texas. Who you got?
I can't really call this with any three of them, to be honest. I think Texas beats Oklahoma a very good amount. I know Oklahoma squeaked by them this year. On a neutral site, though, I think that Oklahoma is able to pull that out against Texas. But on a neutral site, I think Ohio State can get Oklahoma. What was the score of their game this year when they played?
35-point
game, I think.
He won by 3. He won by 3 at home. So I mean, yeah. I remember their national championship matchup as well. They play a good amount as well in general, but I think Ohio State can get them. I think Texas can too. Texas beats them a good amount too. So I really can't call it. It's a toss up between whichever matchup it is. It's a pretty tough call.
I think Texas is the worst user of the three for sure.
Really?
Yeah, without a doubt. I think, but not really even a slight to him. Both of those two are probably in the top 5 in the league. So I'm not saying it super negative to Texas, but I think neutral site, I tend to lean to the user because the teams are going to be all close. I think both of those two just play the game better than he does.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like, at this point, Texas has played pretty good ball. He's playing all right on offense, defensively. I haven't watched him that much this year, and I don't know if he'll ever watch this pod, so I'll just say it, but he has a bunch of blitzes dialed up and he can get pressure. If he can ever figure out, like, how to run a base coverage and then blitz, like, at appropriate times instead of, like, every time, he's going to be a problem. But, I mean, once again, he beat Ohio State on the road this year already. He's beaten Zev a few times as of recent. I don't know if I would say he's top 5 in the league, but he's also, like, got to be right there on the fringe. I mean, the way he's playing now. So
I'm talking about Ohio State, not Texas. You talking about Texas?
Oh,
Yeah,
that everything you just said was about Ohio State. Oh, you don't think Ohio State's top 5?
No. I was saying Ohio State is. I don't think Texas is close to that top 5.
That's what
personally.
I was just talking about Texas. I think he's like on the fringe of that. I mean, by the way, he's been playing recently. I mean, he's beaten Ohio State the last 2 times they played. Once in the playoffs, I believe, on the road. No, he was at home. Beat him at home in the playoffs, then beat him again this year on the road. So I mean, he beat Ohio State the last times they played. Zev has problems with him. So I say all that to say, I think I can't call who wins, but I wouldn't put money on Zev winning that either. that conference championship.
Hmm.
I think it's too close to call. They're all like right on top of each other.
Pause. But that differential is kind of crazy for Ohio State. I'm sure computer games maybe, but I feel like he's
I mean, his
kind of
two
smacking
losses
people
are
at times.
Texas at home by 7, which is a great win by Texas. Again, and he lost by 3 on the road at Oklahoma. You know, I mean, so he's
Yeah.
been playing great. He's been playing great ball right now. I think it's really hard to call those 3. Whoever's in there, it should be a really good game. And you know, we'll see. I mean, I think Zev does have probably the best team in the league this year. He definitely has the best quarterback in the league, so you know that goes a very long way.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see. That'll be a really intriguing matchup for sure.
Gotcha. All right. Moving on to the other tier 1, Big Ten. Nebraska rounded out in form, 12-0, undefeated throughout. Notre Dame 10-1, whose only loss is to Nebraska, and then North Carolina and LSU. I assume North Carolina has the head-to-head.
Mm-hmm.
And then for relegation, was this grudge match?
No, it wasn't this week, but yeah, they're supposed to play. Loser of that goes down.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, I think the loser of that's going to be Florida State. Whether it's via force wind for Florida, because I know he's out of town at the moment, or I think even if they play, I mean, I think Florida's playing good ball, man. So,
Wow, man.
but you
Tough to
know,
hear
Florida
for
State
Cole.
was able to get the win they needed. I mean, he beat, who did he beat? I think he beat UNC,
Yep,
and I think he
sure
almost
did.
beat Notre Dame. So, I mean, he's been playing good ball this year. I mean, he really should have won that game probably on the road at Notre Dame as well. So, you know, he might be in form. He might be able to handle business. It's going to be a good game if they do play. But
Yeah, tough.
that's the big thing. I mean, he has a ton of close losses this year. I mean, he's really been fighting, and he got the big win there. You know, he played decent versus Nebraska. That South Carolina loss is a bad one for sure, and the Ole Miss loss. They both got legends off of that. But you see, I mean, it's almost like he plays to his competition, because you see, you know, he should have got Notre Dame. I didn't get to watch the Iowa game, but it seems like it was respectable. So, yeah, that's who's going down.
You said Florida State's out of town?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's rough.
But
that's real rough.
But he might be able to play from the hotel, maybe. But I mean, I think, you know, does anyone think that that Nebraska's not going to win the conference championship? Because he's been hooping.
I think somebody can get him. I don't know if they will, but
think Notre Dame could beat them.
Well, it's only Notre Dame and Nebraska. That's who's playing in the game.
I think Notre Dame could beat them.
Why'd you phrase it like that then? Anyway,
I said, do you think Nebraska can lose the conference championship game? Is what I said.
Yeah,
He took it as
know.
there was another option outside
Yeah,
of Notre Dame.
I did. I get you now. Notre Dame can for sure beat him, but
Again,
you got to play like a flawless game.
because he beat him last year in the conference championship.
He did beat him last conference championship, but he lost by 10 at home to him this year as well.
Just saying, it's possible.
OG, I feel like knows that though. He don't like to lose. Last year he was burnt up out of the playoffs last year. I remember
not being in the playoffs.
It was killing him.
Yeah, it was.
So I think kind of in that mode right now.
Yeah, when I'm just watching the games, he's been playing really, really good ball. I mean, he's got his 2 quarterback system going. It's working pretty well for him. He has a really nice running game this year. And yeah, I don't think, especially neutral site, I don't think Notre Dame's going to be able to rock with him on that, which will be interesting. What'd you say?
Similar point differentials.
Yeah, it don't matter when it comes to. I mean, the point differential when they played each other was -10. But it'll be interesting though, because if Notre Dame can win, then great, he'll get the bye still. If Notre Dame can't, ends up losing that game, which is no slight. I mean, he's playing really good ball and he's a good player. Talk about Nebraska. Now Notre Dame is going to fall slightly. I think he still gets a home game, but against who? That'll be a big question. Who does he end up getting in that first round, and can he secure his first playoff victory in this league?
Anything's possible. He lost to you the first year in the snow?
That wasn't the first year.
That wasn't?
But no, not even close. That was like year, probably like, I don't know, 3 or something.
Oh.
But
I can remember.
But he's lost to a few people. I mean, he lost to Baylor, I think, at home in the playoff.
It's a quality user.
Yeah, he almost is about to get relegated out of the Big 12, but I don't know like all his games like that to just know. But I remember those two in particular. As playoff games, I don't know the rest of his. He played Clemson like last year on Clemson's run, so that's another one. And I don't remember the rest. I don't know if he's made the playoffs every year or not, but he definitely has been there the last like 3, 4, 5 seasons for sure. So,
gotcha.
Well, I guess that's almost all of them if you get to 5. I mean, we only had 6, but oh wait, are we in year 6? So we've only had 5 actually. So
yeah, he's made it every year then.
He might have. I was just pulling a number out of my butt, but
no, I think he has. For the first 2 or 3 seasons, it was he kept getting a first round bye without having to pay a conference championship game. So.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. So I mean, it says he's 3-5 in the playoffs. I just don't think that any of his playoff wins are user. I'm pretty sure, but
there it is. There it is. He finally listened to the disrespect live.
There we go.
Who's Zev did?
Oh, Zev?
Yep.
Well, Zev always listening.
What do you say crazy about Zev?
Yeah, I didn't say anything crazy about Zev, but even though y'all try to gas it up. But anyways.
The disrespect. Said I can't pick nobody.
Out of 3 I don't know who's gonna win that. I mean, out of that game, that's gonna be a tough game. I mean, as I said, he beat Ohio State by 3. I know Ohio State beat him in the Natty. Like, this is like way back. But I mean, Zev beat him in the Natty in his league last season. I remember that. But yeah, they always have good games. I don't think there's any love lost between the two. So, it'll be a good game. The Texas one as well is, Texas. I might not think that he's just like the best user, but he's not a good matchup for Zev. So.
What is he supposed to say? That's a great question. Because they speaking of the last two users in the chat, they had a spirited debate about what he was running. So interested to hope we can get it. Wasn't crash out worthy, but it was a nice little read when they played. So.
Yeah. I mean, it'll be a good game. I don't know who's gonna get in. You know what I mean? If Texas handles business against J. Roth, he gets in. So, and honestly, I think Oklahoma beats Texas, but Texas isn't a good matchup for him. I think the one that he actually, I don't know who I would pick at all, like 50-50, I'm split on it, would be him and Ohio State. Texas, I think Texas fucks with him a lot, but at the same time, neutral side, I think he figures it out.
Okay.
But yeah.
Gotcha. Moving on to the Big 12. Appreciate you fellas listening and then commenting. Iowa, I believe, is locked in for conference championship.
Yeah, I think them and Alabama are playing.
Locked in, so congrats to Iowa and Alabama on the promotion.
Yeah, but that game's gonna be big time. Honestly, I might have to take Alabama on that one. I might have to take Alabama right there. I think Alabama's pretty good at the game. I think Iowa's gonna be able to have some good route combos and whatnot, and he can put up a lot of points. But I don't think he gets a single stop on Alabama. and I think Alabama
Not
finds a way to.
stop.
I don't think it gets to stop. I mean, I feel like that's how a lot of his games are. Like if you go to Iowa's schedule, I mean, look at the score of most of his games. I mean, he's winning them, but he's not getting stops at all, which is fine. I'm not saying like he's like bad or something at the game. It's just the easy read on the situation.
You can say that. Nobody would hurt. That's okay.
Yeah, if you say it, say it.
Yeah,
Might as well-
feel
might as
like,
well
hey,
say
I
it.
mean, no, I said it. I'm just including in the
Standing
fact.
on it, huh? Okay,
Mhm.
okay. You say he plays
can we
no
go- can we
defense
go-
at all.
Can we go to the schedule? Not Bama's, but Iowa's, please. It's like if we look at the scores of these games, it's like, I mean, he beat Colorado by 8. How do you not get a stop on Colorado? You know, he's getting no stops on Florida State. Okay, that game was kind of close. This game, they played head to head. He won by 3 at home. Like, not very many stops against Georgia. He's just outscoring these teams. Like, loses the Hoop. Hoop puts up 46. Baylor puts up
USC.
44. Yeah,
USC 38.
he dropped one to USC. So I mean, if Alabama can get a stop or two, like he wins that game. You know, I don't know if Iowa gets a stop. I mean, 40 points from USC. I just played USC, and USC's my man's. Like he's cool. He's also a good player, but I mean, I just played him in the grind, and I mean, you know, he's running like mostly a lot of the stuff that you know, like he's running RPOs, screens, and like a deep corner route, and it's like, and you let him put up 40 points on you, it's crazy,
Okay.
right?
Hey, that's
You
what
could
you
say
said.
that.
So,
That's what you said.
right, that's what I say. So I'm taking Bama in that game. Is my point.
Okay.
Now,
Also, Bama user who I said would be in this position beginning of the year when none of y'all bought into that, but that's neither here nor there.
I can't
I
have
don't
an
think that's
opinion on
quite what
something
happened.
I've never seen. So
It's all right.
He's been at the top of my second tier of users all season. But anyways, continue.
If you just look at his points against, that kind of, does give you some credit of what you're saying. You gave it 400 points, one of the higher numbers we've seen.
I mean, literally double Alabama. That's insane.
Mhm.
Yeah, give me Bama there, bro.
Bama's team is better too, so that's not, spread wise, it's probably like a pick 'em.
Yeah.
Probably like right there. That's not
Gotcha.
not a bad take at all.
Chucky getting relegated. Welcome to the Big 12, where we have double burgers and Debbie cakes,
You mean the Pac-12?
or the Pac-12. Sorry, getting relegated. Double burgers and Debbie cakes. Only one though. We don't have the budget as the other conferences, so. But we welcome you. It's all fun and games over here, and then plenty of opportunity for potential and growth because of the commissioner.
Yeah, man. Terrell, I'm surprised you haven't been writing articles and whatnot, man. You could really be getting your team. Oh, wait, you can't get rewards this year. But next year, you got to get back on your articles.
Penalty.
Wow, that was foul. That was foul.
Oh.
Man, I was going to ask.
Crazy work.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, but anyways, so I guess this is my time to shine to break down who's going to be the second team getting relegated.
Mm-hmm. Because it's a lot of
So-
3 and 4s right here.
So we got a
Baylor.
4-way tie for 3 and 4 because Baylor's getting forced win against Texas A&M, so it'll be 3 out of 4. And so what's crazy is if you break down a 4-way tie, the first tiebreaker is the record against common opponents, or the ones who are involved in the tie. Because against common opponents, I mean, they're basically the same. So in the tie, Oregon and Georgia went 2-1 between Oregon, Georgia, USC, and Baylor. They went 2-1 in those games. Meanwhile, USC and Baylor went 1-2 in those games. And so after that, we can break that tie right there by head-to-head since they played. And unfortunately for USC, he got smacked in a sim against Baylor on a game they couldn't play. So Baylor's going to find a way to stay in the league off of that sim, and USC will be sent to the Pac-12. 1 year out and 1 year back in. Hate to see it. Georgia survives. Another prediction correct, by the way. Georgia survives.
Can we talk
Remains
about it
in
though?
the Big 12.
Can we talk about it?
Mm-hmm.
Expected? Was it impressive?
How Georgia finished this year?
Yeah.
I'd say it's expected. Did he win that game against Georgia Tech? I think he did. Yeah, he did. Yeah, it's expected for me. I mean, the only game that I didn't expect him to win. Well, there's really two I didn't expect him to win. I didn't expect him to beat Oregon, to be honest. And
Listen.
but he pulled that one out. So good for him. And then obviously beating Clemson, obviously beating Clemson, it was just like a major upset, especially because they played at a neutral site like days before in the playoff, and that went how we thought it would, and USC won by like 40 points in the easiest semifinal victory of all time. But so that one was shocking
at the time, right? At the time, it was
shocking. Even no. Even still, right now, like even with how Clemson's season finished, I think if they play that right now today again in Athens, I wouldn't pick Georgia to win that the second time.
Okay.
Georgia have a win over LSU in this league?
Yeah, he's like 1-4, 3.
All right, so it's possible, is what I'm saying. I mean, Georgia, you act like he's just a bum, you know.
I mean, one, I would say he's a bum. Two, as I just said, if we played again, if y'all played again, I wouldn't pick Georgia to win it. That's what I just said. What's wrong?
Yeah, but how you got to that final statement, I ain't like. I took offense to, but we agree.
It was a slippery slope to get there.
Yeah, it took a long time.
What do you mean? I mean,
yeah,
he also like completely didn't belong in the semifinal. You know, I mean, not that it's his fault, but I mean, he had the easiest schedule. He had the easiest schedule. He got there. He got destroyed. I mean, it was as we expected.
Tough. So,
but I do take it back. I don't think. I'm sorry to cut you off, Terrell. I don't think the Georgia user is just a complete bum. I also wouldn't say he's got to be in. He's not in the top 15 users. I wouldn't say either, though.
Listen, if you're listening to the podcast and you haven't learned anything,
he's listening. He's listening.
All the episodes. Bag is the most skillful dude in giving you a backhanded compliment if I ever heard. If you haven't realized, he will give you the best backhanded compliment. You're like, wait a second, was that disrespectful? And then he put a little buttercream frosting on. He's like, here, it's all good. So
I've had a lot of teammates. A lot of teams I played on. It's just, you got to get the message out there. Sometimes, and that's a good way to do it in my book.
Yes, sir. All right, out of Frau, so you got for Bama versus Iowa, since Bag already gave us his take.
Man, just to be different, I'm gonna say Iowa, but this is real. Who knows? I'm gonna say Iowa.
Why are you saying Iowa though? You just saying it just to say it, or you got some type of?
I don't really have much of a. No, I don't have a strong feel on either side. I think they're pretty similar skill set. And
are you saying Iowa because Bama beat you this year?
Nah, usually, as you pointed out, I usually give people more credit when they beat me. So it's not that.
He also kind of called you trash this year, but
Me?
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts. Yeah, you can't anything I did this year. We shouldn't use it to factor anything else is going on in the game. It was a bad season. I think that I was a better offensive player. Bama's a better defensive player. I think we'd all agree, and maybe we wouldn't all agree, but that's how I see it. So.
Personally, like to break that down a little bit closer, I would say I think Iowa offensively in a vacuum is probably a top 10 user in this league any given day. 10 or so, but if I'm rating them on a scale of 1 to 10, let's just say that Iowa's a 9 out of 10 on offense. And so if that's the case, I would probably say Alabama's like 7.5 at the lowest. on offense. But then if you go to defense, it's like, Iowa's got to get one of the lowest grades on defense out of anyone in tier 2 or tier 3 or tier 1, tier 2 and tier 1. So I mean, he's got to be like a
4.
5'6" probably on defense.
Gotcha.
So I think that's where he gets killed right there. Just not able to get a stop. I think he makes a mistake. He throws a turnover, something like that, and that's the ball game. That's kind of what happened against Nebraska. As I said, Nebraska's got a really nice running back, but second half, Nebraska rips off like 2 60-yard runs basically to steal the game. So I mean, if you're going to give that up, it's going to be tough to win.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I mean, just looking passing wise, Iowa went with a starting quarterback 36 and 14 touchdowns and interceptions. And I just looked at Bama's and I just wanted to compare, but
that was
styles,
Iowa.
of course.
That was Iowa.
Yeah,
You just said, or Iowa with 36 and 14.
Yeah, I mean, and they play different styles, so Bama's is gonna be different. I'm trying to get there.
Bama plays pretty good ball. I mean, obviously plays good ball though.
He does. I'm just curious where his quarterbacks are looking like, and then he's 16-7. Passing wise, so just different styles.
Style.
Yeah, but it's just not.
See, that's what I'm saying though. Like, so less possession. So like, if Alabama can get a stop and he's holding the ball on offense, moving downfield, like it seems like he probably did, considering he had 16 touchdowns this year passing. That's going to be tough for Iowa to come back from any mistake, because once again, I still don't think he's getting a stop. I just think it's going to take Alabama's going to take his time. I mean, if we go to the scores of Alabama's games, or we don't have to, but his games are, not the most high scoring, but it's like, but he's getting the wins though. So I mean, it's like if Iowa's only going to get 5 or 6 possessions and he turns the ball over once and can't get a stop, I mean, that's the game. That's how I really foresee the game going.
I can see it. I will say, might be a little scary for Bama if he gets down a couple scores, has to throw. Doesn't seem like that's his comfort zone, but
Agree.
Iowa
Definitely agree.
Not the worst place to be against Iowa. It looks like he kind of gives it up in the air, through the air. So
Gotcha.
Should be a good game, man. Good clash of styles. I like the matchup.
Yes, sir. Moving on to the Pac-12. We'll go by divisions for this one, not to have any confusion. Right now, Auburn has one out for the Pac-12, 8-0 in conference. For the Pac-12 North, and moving on to the Pac-12 South, Syracuse is in the lead. Do they have the head-to-head over Carolina?
No, Carolina has the head-to-head. This is interesting because that record doesn't. I don't think it's going to matter when it comes to the divisions, because that's the conference record. He's 7-1, but in the division, South Carolina and him are both
tied.
What is it? 4-1. They're both 4-1 in the division. However, South Carolina has the head-to-head over Syracuse.
Okay.
So if the tiebreaker in the game is coded how I expect it to be, because the setting is that the division winner goes to the conference championship, so it should be coded, if it's done correctly, that they're both 4-1 in the division, and then South Carolina has a tiebreaker. South Carolina should be going up over Syracuse.
Gotcha. So that's the Pac-12 right there for you. Auburn and South Carolina. Fingers crossed EA doesn't pull any EA stuff. South Carolina and Auburn will be in there. In the event that they don't, it'll be South Carolina and Syracuse. But
also Baylor mentioned also that he did play USC and was up 21 in the fourth and had a desync, so he won that game fair and square. So hats off to him. You know what I mean? It ended up being the game that kept him in the division or the conference. So shout out to him. This is a side question. No, it's not on the schedule, but who's your? So we know next year the Big 12 will be. Well, we don't know all the teams actually, so I guess I'll save this question. Yeah, I got to save that one because we don't know who's going to go down out of Florida State and Florida.
I thought you said that was a forced win. So it was Florida State.
It's not a guaranteed force win. He just is out of town, and I don't know if times are going to line up or how that's going to shake out. If they do play or not, we'll see.
Gotcha.
But my question, well, I'll just ask it, I guess, instead of bantering around. Who's your way too early Big 12 winners next season?
Big 12.
We can just say that whichever. I mean, if you think Florida or Florida State will win, you can throw either one into that mix, and then you got Clemson coming down. Arizona State will still be in there, and then all those teams in the middle will be there, minus USC and Texas A&M, plus Auburn and I think South Carolina will be up.
Clemson, Auburn, and Oregon are my three. Just way too early.
Froz, what do you think?
I'm involved in that, so I ain't gonna say too much. I think Okenzo probably have a bounce back one of these years. Maybe next year. That's what they did to him. Is that because I'm not answering, or are you talking about Okenzo?
Nah, because you don't believe in answering questions you're involved in.
Yeah, because it's just not really.
Definitely not the move. You should just answer, but it's all good. I mean,
nah, nothing to say. I can't say. I'm coming off a terrible year, bro. I wouldn't even say me for real.
Yeah, so don't
say me confidently. I'm not. I'm saying Okenzo and Baylor plays a good ball. Okenzo on Baylor. You asked me today.
You believe in Baylor now all of a sudden. What the fuck? This dude been every time I say Baylor plays good ball all this whole time. He literally hasn't watched one Baylor game. Every time I don't know about him. I don't know about him. Nah, I ain't buying it.
I played Baylor in the ground though. I played Baylor in the ground, and we had a beat me. We had a heck of a game. He beat me. He was smacked allegedly. So maybe not at his best, but it was a good game.
Was that the one? Wait,
that was
he barely lost that one.
He barely lost it. He was like in position, like in the red zone, and
that's what I said. It was a good game.
It was.
I don't think Baylor's bad at all. I think his team in the main league in past years held him back. Now they look okay. I mean, he's 94, so I think he'll compete for that. I'm not a huge believer in Oregon. Georgia is Georgia.
Can I ask why not?
Why not?
Have you watched them? Maybe that's my.
I've played against them, and I have watched them too. I just don't think in this group. I don't think he's one of the better players listed here. So I'm not gonna pick him to go up.
In the conference?
Top 4 in the conference?
Next year or this year?
Nah, I don't think so. Either way.
I think next year, you know who next year I think is going to end up being in the top 4. Well, actually, it's hard for me to say, but if he can get any type of line, I think Auburn has a lot of great pieces. I mean, he's going to have that Cam Newton coming back. He's got running backs for days.
I'm so glad he's gone out of the Pac-12.
So he might end up in the top 4. Personally, if I was going to take my Big 12 way too early, I'm going to go. I'm going to keep it simple. I'm going to say Arizona State, Clemson.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think Arizona State. He's playing a lot more. He's in a couple more leagues now. He's been playing a lot. He's back on the game, so I think it's only a matter of time before he's in form. And I think Clemson finds a way to. In this tier, especially, I feel like he just kind of overpowers them from a Sticks level a lot of the games. But we'll see. Because, I mean, especially next year, I mean, it's really – Oregon plays pretty decent ball, definitely. I think he'll be middle of the pack. I don't think he'll be, like, about to get relegated. Georgia might be on his way out next year. Baylor – is good enough, but he also loses games he shouldn't. I don't know why. I think Baylor is better than Georgia, but Georgia beats him or should beat him. Like the games where Baylor wins, I'm like, damn, Georgia probably should have got that one. And I don't understand why. Like, I mean, it's just one of those things where he's like a bad matchup. Same with Georgia and Arizona State. Actually, Georgia beats Arizona State way too often.
Maybe Georgia's better than you think.
No, I don't think it's that.
Yeah, we had to see what he said. It's not.
I
He
don't, I
not
don't
gonna let
think
it
it's
go.
that.
He not gonna let that one fly.
But no, I mean, he finds a way. I mean, he does some interesting things. I mean, one thing I will say, Georgia definitely can run the ball. He's a good runner of the ball no matter what. I just think that when it comes to passing the ball, he makes a lot of bad decisions. And the higher and higher, better people he plays, those things become more costly. So for me, it's mostly that his turnovers, mostly interceptions. Defensively, he plays pretty good defense as well. But yeah, it's mostly the turnovers and then just like in general game management. Like I just don't agree with his style. Like I feel like he goes for it on fourth down. A lot of times he doesn't need to. Where he could just be solid and punt and get a stop and get the ball back. He'll go for it on 4th and 13, down 10 in the second quarter in his own red zone. So I mean, and I think those things kind of end up biting him in the butt a lot of times. But yeah, I mean, so that's it to say. I don't think he's just whatever. We know how I feel about him. I don't got to line that all up, but
All right. Now that we've gone through conference predictions, Froz, you want to tee us off with the next question of the day?
Oh, I do. So, make sure I phrase it in the correct way here. Question 2, also for something. I'll let
5
Commissioner can decide what
non-physical,
exactly
I think.
prize will be.
5 non-physical.
Non-physical,
There
sorry.
you go. 5 non-physical. And for this, I want it to be not the team name, but the user, because it could be users who have left. So the user is what we're looking for. Since the league started, so in reverse order, so oldest to newest. Can you name in order the 5 national championship runner-ups in order?
Ooh.
By username in the chat.
5 championship runner-ups. I think I can name off the top of my head.
Well, you're the commish. You should be able to.
Yeah.
There's only one I would think might maybe be a little bit of a tough pull, but and then I guess while they do that, we can keep it rocking.
Yes, sir. Moving on to some gameplay questions. How do you feel about Playmaker? There was a little controversy during the J. Roth and Okenzo game in the grind. Said he was spamming it a little bit. Just that was a part of the offense versus just a tool. How do you feel about that one, Bagward?
I'm first here. Honestly, I'm kind of with Okenzo and Zev, who we're talking about in particular today. I definitely would say that it is like a part of the game that's broken. I mean, it bails. On the one hand, like it requires skill to do playmaker. So like, let's not get it twisted. Like you have to be able to be on the sticks, but it's also just not that hard to do. You literally just have to push the right stick in a direction, and the closest guy will just go up the field. It's very easy to do. It's easier to hit the playmaker button than it is to hit the switch stick button, and also switch stick and bring a player over to guard the playmaker, like whoever you randomly get switch stick to.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost impossible to like switch stick and also move your player to actually guard the playmaker, as well as when it's like a quarterback rolling out to the right and there's one defender and they playmaker. But I mean, that's also football. So I mean, there's two sides to this. However, yeah, I mean, I think it's one of the more overpowered things in the game that they should probably fix in 27, in my opinion. They said they were going to fix it this year to where you couldn't like just be sprinting and essentially playmaker. I mean, I'm not a big playmaker guy in general, but I was just messing with it after I saw their argument in my game in the grind, and it's so easy. You can literally. I mean, it's just, they didn't change it at all. You can just roll out and just playmaker dude up the field, and I mean, I think it's definitely OP. I think it's definitely broken. I think it's definitely pretty unguardable in general. So yeah, so I mean, I agree on those fronts with it. I don't know if it needs to like be banned though. At the same time, I think there's a lot of things that people do that are lame. So I mean, like I don't think it's. I feel like to ban playmaker, you would need to ban several other things that give you kind of an unfair advantage. But I would also say, just to finish it up, I think that playmaker is the most broken thing in the game. Well, it's probably tied. I would say 1A is that RPOs can't be like shut off by any type of setting. Like there should be some type of proper way where the settings are. I mean, like you can go, like especially if you know someone's going to run a lot of RPOs and you know what RPO they're running. Of course, you can like scheme up ways to get a pick six or certainly stop it, if assuming you know it's coming. So at least you can guard the RPOs from that front, while I think you really like can't guard playmaker, in my opinion. I mean, a timely playmaker is just gonna fry you. But yeah, I would say 1A is RPOs in general, because people can get off with RPOs. They can move the ball up and down the field with RPOs, and I don't think they should be able to. They have to be able to like cut someone's water off from passing on the RPO, and if they're gonna torch me just running the ball after that, then it is what it is. But and you can't right now, so I think that's one thing they can continue to get better at right there. But 1B has to be playmaker, because I mean it's just, you can have a play completely boxed up, player has 0 options, and that playmaker is going to get them an option. The only thing that'll save you from playmaker is really you can't switch it and go get a playmaker. Like 9 times out of 10, your best bet on a playmaker is that they playmaker and like you have enough pressure to where they can't get the throw off, because like that playmaker is going to be open, whether it's up the field, whether it's left, right. I mean, there's a lot of different ways to playmaker, and I will say it definitely takes skill, but not that much skill. I think there's more. It's not like the most difficult thing to do in the entire game. I mean, it's relatively easy, and creates an unfair advantage. I mean, it's very hard to guard a playmaker. Once it's very hard to react. It's impossible to react at the same. Like, what they really should do is, you should be able to playmaker still. I think in 27, like if I was a game dev, my personal opinion would be, you should be able to playmaker. I don't think it should be taken out of the game. I think it's a great addition to the game. However, they shouldn't be able to just go on their route immediately. There should be a delay. There should be like at least like a 1 second delay that allows you to be able to react to the playmaker in some way. Like, because how it is right now is just like you literally push the button, he's just dead sprint. Like he's running a drag full speed and instantly goes 90 degrees up the field at the same speed. It's just, there's nothing you're doing with that. So, that's a first down right there, if not a touchdown. So yeah, that's my take on it.
Gotcha. I do have a question. Well, first of all, shout out to OG for getting the second question of the day right. Runner-ups in order was UF, Okenzo, then Oklahoma with Zevi, then the Ole Miss user that was here for a single season, had a heck of a run, then Bag, and then Nighthawk.
Good shit.
So
Good.
What's Ole Miss's name, Bag? I couldn't think of his name.
It's funny, I know him in real life actually, but I think his Discord name was like CEO, something like that.
Yeah, that's him.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, since you're listening, and I know both y'all are Madden heads, because I know as we're talking about playmaker, and just shows how old I am, that at one point in time was like the comp scheme. It was always have somebody on a drag and then just playmaker him the opposite direction because they would stop on a dime and then always win on the route. I think the following year they did change it where if you playmakered, they would take a much more rounded. It wouldn't be an immediately like if they were running an actual dig route straight up field in the middle. I think I don't know if that is an ability.
I think it's came back to the original way now though. Like now they're hitting that 90 degrees. 90 degrees. They're
right.
Just
so in college, it's always been like that. But I don't know if Worm or OG, if y'all can chime in. I don't know if that's an ability now in Ultimate Team to get that same cut when you playmaker, either on the quarterback or the wide receiver. Because I know that was changed, but I didn't really play Madden this year to know if playmaker is back like that. So.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a defend playmaker a little bit myself. I think there is a lot of skill to it, more than just you can't just flick your stick.
Yes, you can.
I really don't. I don't think you can do that. I really don't. I think
you can though.
You literally can.
I mean, you got to hold down LT. Also,
you don't need to hold down LT because I just did it, and you don't. You can literally just do it.
Nah, you do. You do.
Bro, look, I'm about to do it right now in practice mode. I did it in my game, but you don't need to hold LT. You don't.
Hey, well, when the game came out, that's what they said. Either way, there's plenty of ways to counter it, and there's plenty of other things in the game that take less skill that we just accept as normal. You can switch stick or predict what they're gonna do.
You can't switch stick, but he told me that too. He told me that too. You can't switch stick. I've never seen anyone switch stick and react to a playmaker like.
Oh,
you can switch stick, but you can't.
Okay, you can also predict when dudes are going to playmaker. Like you can jump the route, like running the sideline. You can use her run up the self. You have to hold LT also. I'm very very sure because I do it. It's like out of habit now.
Okay.
But
okay, yeah, you might be right. You got to hold LT, but it's still just so effortless.
It doesn't change much. I agree. It's easy to do, but like there is some skill to it. I think compared to dudes who just run like QB blast. Or dudes who just run direct snap all the time. Like
I agree on that point.
Who's doing
dudes
that?
Who stem down corners the whole game. A ton of dudes do all these.
Stem down
corners. But see, like a stem. But see, like I feel like a stem down corner and being able to actually throw the stem down corner on time is similar. That it does require skill, like playmaker. But I'm with you on the QB blast type shit.
I mean, dudes make blind reads on stem down corners all the time. I don't think they do anything but to say, "I'm throwing to the stem down corner."
It's a pretty tough. If there's a cloud flat over there or a curl flat, I mean, it'll get open. But I mean, it's a pretty tough throw. Like if there's nothing, if you're in a hard flat or there's just nothing over there, then obviously, yeah. But if it's like a cloud flat or a curl flat, like it is open, but it honestly doesn't even look open like that.
Let me help you out there. Get out that cover 3 match. Get out that cover 3 match.
It's not that. It ain't that.
Because them stem down corners they shouldn't be frying you like that if you know they're coming.
Yeah, it's actually a pretty. I mean, they definitely beat a lot of stuff. Like, don't get me wrong, but once again, there's some skill to that. I think just like with playmaker, there's some skill to it. I think
there is. I think it's just a part of the game, and some dudes are a lot nicer with playmaker. So I think there's a skill gap within even dudes using it. Like, there's some dudes who are lethal with it.
Personally, I disagree. I think some people just do it more than others. I don't think it's like if you want to add that to your game. I mean, for example, I didn't watch the J-Roth game, but J-Roth didn't used to playmaker.
No,
at all.
He did almost every other play. Like it was.
Yeah, so like I wasn't watching it, but I mean, it's something that's very easy to add to your game, and I think people should because it's allowed, right? But I think they should significantly nerf that because I think it bails people out way too much. It'd be different if it was something that was like you before the game or before the play schemed it up. For example, like a stem down corner, I would say, like at least you're like maybe reading coverage or thinking that's going to get open for some reason because there's definitely stem down corners that would just be picked off if you throw that. But like with playmaker, it's just like so effortless to just bail you out of almost any situation.
Yeah, I mean, if you got a clean pocket, if dudes aren't, pressuring.
No, I mean, it's way worse when you're rolling out. When you're rolling out, playmaker's way more lethal. When you're on the run and
it can kill you there too. But I'm saying like you need time to actually do that though. Like you have dudes just sit in the pocket and get pressured, you can't really.
So
not much
what?
to playmaker.
But what do you do though when someone just gets the snap, hike and hauls, or whatever, rolls out? I mean, contains are another thing that's been an issue of this game. They try to
Get the
patch
slot
it. Like
corner from the spot he's running at, or I don't know.
I mean, okay, there's
Something.
things you can do to like, but you have to do that every play to like stop from even rolling out. But like, what I'm saying is, it's relatively easy to roll out in this game. They've been trying to fix it and patch it all season. And yeah, someone rolls out, every route is boxed, and they can just press LT and right stick and get a wide open throw, or at least even a throw that's like is not going to get picked off. So it's like even if you miss the throw because your quarterback has bad accuracy, like there's no punishment for that. It's literally just a bailout. At the end of the day, I mean, it takes some skill to access this bailout for sure. I don't think it's just like a complete cheese thing, like running an RPO or blast or those places you just can't stop whatsoever. But at the same time, it's mostly just a bailout. Like and to be clear too, like the playmakers from the pocket, I think take way more skill because your players are usually not like the most egregious playmaker that most of the time happens that's terrible is the like I'm rolling out and just like he said from 10 years ago, it's been bullshit. Like I'm rolling out, I'm going to playmaker this drag up, and all my other routes are like all over the field, so there's no one here who's going to be behind this to stop it. That playmaker is just an ultimate bailout. I think from the pocket, it takes a lot of skill from the pocket because usually the guy who's going to get playmakered isn't just like directly in front of you. It's not immediately obvious who's going to get playmakered. A lot of times from the pocket, you have guys playmaking more left to right than just straight up the field as well. So, I mean, I think from the pocket, it certainly takes skill. Well, they both take skill, but I mean, I think it's much more like respectable from the pocket.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. I think it's fair. I just think there's other things in the game that are cheesy to me that personally that I take issue with. I playmaker a lot, so I'm biased clearly, but
well, I think there's things that are more cheesy. I just don't think that there's anything more powerful than playmaker.
Froz, you were one of those dudes that were running strong close in Madden 17, the PA boot over, and you just roll out.
Nah. I'm not. I don't think I've never been really a meta kind of player ever. I've never really done stuff like that, but I just I don't know, man. I think playmaker's not the worst to me. I think playmaker's not the worst thing. When I get playmakered on, it sucks because you're like that makes no sense, but it's just part of the game. That's how I see it. Part of the game. And you can lurk. I know it's hard, but you can definitely switch stick it, and you can definitely.
It's really.
I mean, you're gonna do if you're really nice on defense. You can.
I think you have to be really bad as a playmaker to like throw that throw. For you to wait that long for someone to be able to react to the switch, they can get over there to pick it off and then still throw it. You have to be pretty bad, I think. But because the reaction time of switch sticking and moving your player is infinitely longer than the dude who just immediately goes straight to field vertical. So I mean, for someone else to be able to switch stick and go get it, like that's just a very, very bad read on your part.
Yeah.
Or more likely you ran out of time, like you were like throwing out a sack and you just had to throw it and they just happened to get a perfect switch stick or whatever. But yeah, I agree. I don't think there are a lot.
Ban it from a league. I think it's a little crazy myself. I think it's a little crazy.
Well, my thing would be for you to ban that. You would need to ban like hot routes. You need to ban stem down corners as well and all that type of stuff too. And ideally, all the you have to ban so many things. You have to ban wildcat. You have to ban QB blast. You have to ban QB zone. You have to ban I mean, there's so many different RPOs of course. Like there's so many different things, but I will say or going back to my initial thing I said, it needs to be like somehow nerfed. Either they can't go in a straight line or because right now they're just going literally 90 degrees. Like it has to be more randomness to their exact angle that they're going to take. So at least like maybe sometimes they're going to playmaker them. They're going to at least be on an angle to where you playmaker them and he went up like probably what happened in real life. Like you tell you to go up the field and he just goes out looking and he runs right into another zone because it's not like just the exact perfect 90 degrees up the field every time. It's got to either be that or it's got to be a delay longer than the switch stick delay.
Yeah, I think in Madden they used to have it so like you kind of had to match up the throw also. like I could be wrong, but like when it first came out, I think you had to like, and then also like left stick the pass. Like it wasn't that easy to do. I couldn't do it when it first came out back in the day. It wasn't just right stick, I don't think. So we had a player in our league who he used to be the only one good at it, and that was like a clear skill gap. He used to just fry dudes with it because he had it like down. No one else could really do it. His name was Judah Kid. I don't know if anybody would know him, but he was cold
Must have been good. You remember him all these years later.
for sure, bro. He was nice.
But yeah, I definitely think it's at least it's some skill to it. That's why I don't have as much hate towards it, because it does require some skill. But mostly why it's 1B on my list of things that need to be fixed in the game is just because it's so powerful. Like, I think it should be in the game. It's just not at the same level it is right now.
If they fix contain, would you feel the same way?
Probably, yeah. But I mean, they need to fix
Still?
contain too.
Okay.
They need to fix contain too. But I mean, if they fix contain, like, then this wouldn't be as much of a problem anyways. So
That's kind of where I'm thinking. I think it's fine. I think it's just too easy to access maybe at times. Like kind of rewards dudes, like you said, hike and hauling immediately.
well, yeah, I agree with you there, but still, like, it's impossible to react to at the end of the day. Like, in my opinion, like,
I don't think so. I'm not quite there, but I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, I just don't think. I mean, there has to be maybe more randomness in the angle they take, or some type of delay, because, in my opinion, I think it's impossible to count on being able to switch stick to the right player and move him to catch up with the dude just going straight vertical like that before he throws it. I mean, I just think it's really tough to do. Obviously, if you just know someone's going to do that, but I mean, if someone gets 3 playmakers off, that can be game changing. Obviously, if someone's going to do it, I wasn't watching the J Roth game, but if they're doing it like 10 times, you just know, then all right, like maybe you can have a hard flat on the field and then user someone else and be waiting for the playmaker and send the flat to go tackle the quarterback. Like, you could box it in that sense if someone's just like being that simpleton with it, but someone who's like a good player and it just happens to be like, it's 3rd and 8 and he just gets on the playmaker and it just bails him out. Like, that can be a game changer play.
Agree. Yeah, good job.
Yes, sir. Off the top of your head, are there any protected rivalries you would like to see?
Yeah, I put this on the schedule. I actually didn't have a chance to really go look at it too deep.
I got one. LSU at Georgia. Georgia's been begging for another opportunity to do that at home. That's what they're asking. So
That's what the streets are asking for.
Oh, we can line that one up if that's what he wants. We can definitely.
That's what he wants. That's what he said. He said he wants to play at Georgia first, though.
Okay,
If he can do
great.
it or not, but that's what he asked.
Even better. Fine by me. Just make sure you. I don't know. I'll remember that one actually, because I feel like that's an easy win for me. But we'll see. We'll see. No, actually, to be fair with Georgia, it's never an easy win playing against Georgia. I tend to win a lot of the time, but there's more than a few of those games that we've played that I shouldn't have won and came out winning. And I think he's beaten me. I think he beat me once since this game's dropped.
Only one? Is that true?
I don't. Actually, no. That's cap. He beat me twice, because he beat me with Oklahoma State too. One year, the year he was like 1-11 with Oklahoma State in the grind, he did beat me. I was his one win. So twice. He's beat me twice. But yeah, I wouldn't say I'm. Well, I'm just excited. Let's do it.
Gotcha.
Oh yeah.
Got one.
And I don't know if we can volunteer. Sorry, I was gonna say. Just,
Go ahead.
No. If you're listening, like, there's really no reason if you're in like the Pac-12 or one of those lower conferences to not have your 2. Like, he's giving you just free legends, Hall of Fame players, not Hall of Fame, but sorry, free legends or free dogs. Like, you should have those games scheduled, even if you're gonna lose them. Like, there's no real downside. Like, do it.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know what I mean. A lot of guys in the Pac-12, some of them aren't necessarily the most active dudes, but it goes for pretty much anybody in the league. I mean, I kind of get the tier one guys who don't want to do it because their schedule's going to be hard and they're worried about like their record or making the offs. But even them, I mean, I feel like it's definitely worth it. But yeah, the rest of y'all dudes, just no reason to not have that. It is a layup. So yeah, we could. Arizona State Baylor would be a good one. Arizona State beat Baylor by 1 this year. They'll have to play again next year, and it'll flip home and away automatically. That'd be a good one. Who else do we got up here? Miami, Tennessee. They'll play next year. That could be another good one. Tennessee pulled that one out by 3 this year. Who else? I'm literally just going through the schedules. Of course, UGA and Oregon, but I'm pretty sure UGA has enough already. I think he's got one with Texas lined up and me, so that'll be that for his schedule. Who else had a good game this year? I'm trying to quickly scroll through this. Oregon hosts Oklahoma. Oklahoma beat them by 7 at home this year. Tennessee and Texas, they'll play each other next year regardless anyways. Yeah, I mean, just a few games, but I didn't get to do my research before we got on this pod really, but as Fryle said, it's a free legend, man. A lot of y'all complain about how your teams aren't that good. Well, pay attention to the rewards and execute what you need to do to get your team better without having to get a big time recruiting class.
Gotcha. What else we got? Is it that time?
I guess so.
I think it's that time. You know what? You love it. The people's favorite segment. You know what happens when you hear the fresh sheet of notebook paper. The power rankings. While we start off and flip to this crisp college ruled sheet of paper. Frowls. Anybody you feel that is not on the top 25 that you want to give a shout out to?
Shout out Miami, man. He's a dog, bro. Great player. He should be on this list. That's it.
Damn, that's the most sarcastic thing I ever heard.
Crazy.
Yeah, bro. I'm just trying to avoid 100 messages for the rest of the league, man. Shout out Miami, the GOAT, him, whatever you want to say. Any superlatives, he should be on this list still. And he'd be in my S tier.
Oh, wow.
So now that we got that out the way.
Okay.
That's one thing we're not going to do on this pod, man. We're not going to not keep it real, man. We gotta have some integrity out here.
Okay. Quick question.
You don't believe you should be in your S tier, so I mean, I don't know why you would.
He's not ranked, so we can't say for sure. We can't say.
Question. And
well, he was ranked.
You got to leave it. No explanation. If you had a tier list, Miami or Georgia, who are you putting first?
Are you asking me or
I'm
Bag?
asking everybody.
You can answer that first.
Miami's right now definitely a better player than Georgia today.
Yeah, I mean,
and LSU.
Question. I just thought that you were disrespecting him. So.
Whoa.
Now don't mind me, man. I got nothing against
Whoa.
him. He's a funny dude.
No. We can't. We
Let's
not
move
going
on to the actual rankings.
Well, LSU is in the rankings, so you just slid past that like I didn't hear it.
Oh no, I was just kidding. That was just a joke, just for the pod.
Okay. We just got to clarify. Just got to clarify.
Nah, man.
Bag, do I need to even ask this week, or can we just keep it moving? Do you have an S tier?
Nah, I'm gonna go S tier. I'm gonna put Oklahoma. And
Hold
up there.
on, hold on, hold. Okay, we're back, ladies and
Yeah, I mean,
gentlemen. After
I think they have
4
a long way.
weeks,
I think they have a long way to go, still, but I think they finally crossed that path. They both are 12-0. They both went undefeated in Tier 1. That's something that I don't think anyone else has done. So they definitely earned their way back to my S tier. Obviously, plus their all-time coaching record speaks for itself. So they definitely got it. I mean, Oklahoma has wins. Actually, Oklahoma's schedule is not that hard, but in conference still, I mean, he beat Texas and he beat Ohio State both at home. But all right, whatever. 12-0. I'll definitely respect that. You know what I mean? And we'll see how it goes down here in these
any
high
particular
pressure
order?
playoff games. I would put, I think, Nebraska first, because Nebraska, beat Okenzo, who's been playing a lot better ball recently. He went 5-2 in the Big 12. He beat Okenzo. He beat Notre Dame by 2 scores. He beat LSU. He beat UNC by 2 scores, who's a pretty good user. He beat everyone in Tier 1 by 2 scores except for LSU. And he beat Iowa on the road, who's ranked number 4 in the country this week. Big 12 champion, regular season champion. So I mean, he has more impressive wins, as opposed to Oklahoma. Even though he is 12-0, he's only played 2 teams who maybe were. He's only played 3 teams who maybe were ever ranked this whole season. After the first 2 weeks, just being Miami was ranked at one point, even though he's 7-4 now. Texas is ranked number 7. He beat Texas by 7, and he beat at home, and he beat Ohio State by 3 at home. But everyone else on his schedule is, I mean, let me see. Only one other team, no, 2. I guess Tennessee's 7-5. J. Roth is 7-4. In South Carolina, who's in Tier 3, he also beat, who's 8-4. But most teams on his schedule have a losing record, more than half. 1, 2, 3, CPU, 4, 5, 6, 7 teams on his record are 500 or below. So I mean, but he's 12-0, so I'll throw him in S tier as well.
Gotcha. Fries, who you got for S tier?
Oh man, I definitely have Nebraska and Oklahoma. They're in there. I think those two are just playing at pretty elite level, both undefeated. I'm trying to think that's gonna round out my S tier. I mean, Notre Dame had that one loss, then he bounced back, beat everyone else he played, and no one that serious of an opponent though. I mean, Auburn. Actually, at Auburn, I'm gonna give him that. That's a quality win. I'm gonna keep Notre Dame in my S tier.
At Auburn is a quality win.
Yeah. Auburn's an okay player on the road.
So you're saying a Tier 3 win is a quality win now?
It depends on the user, but at Auburn, he took care of business. He did enough for me to keep him in my S tier. Is what I'm saying. That wouldn't really move the needle, but I'm not gonna move him down because of that game that we had to do.
I got you.
And then Ohio State been playing good ball, but I can't, with 2 losses, I can't put them up there. So those 3 are my S tier again.
Well, since you're talking about Ohio State, go ahead and round out your A tier then.
Yeah, he's definitely top of my A tier.
Okay.
And then Texas is probably second there. I mean, LSU 3 losses though. Yeah, I'm gonna stand on that. I'm gonna keep Texas there. And I'm gonna say LSU. I'll put him in there too. I think that's my whole A tier though. Those 3.
Okay, Bag, who you got?
For my A tier, I'm going. Did Notre Dame and Ohio State play this year? No, they didn't.
No.
But I'm pretty sure Notre Dame won the protected rivalry with him over the last 2 years before that, if I'm not mistaken. Or did Ohio State win that? Ohio State also says the Big Ten is soft. I mean, outside of Notre Dame and Ohio State seem somewhat comparable. I think the conferences are pretty even. I mean, you got Oklahoma, Nebraska on the other side. You got Ohio State and who's the second best team in the Big? Oh, Ohio State and Texas. You got Notre Dame and LSU. I mean, I think that's relatively even. You do have Clemson, but he's getting relegated this year. Normally, as I said last year, I thought that SC was tougher last year, but if Clemson's not pushing that needle for y'all, then I can't give you that. And Tennessee and Miami are kind of, I don't know if they're better than Florida State and Florida. And I think Hoop is probably the best out of that last group of six I just named this season at UNC. So yeah, Big Ten soft is just not really all that valid. But anyways, back to the question. I'm trying to see in the protected rivalries. Who won that? Notre Dame and Ohio State. Ohio State won that. So all right, I'm going with Ohio State at the top of the A tier. Even with his two losses, I mean, both of them, he lost by 7 at home to Texas and, on the road by 3 to Oklahoma. It's honestly an impressive loss. And Notre Dame's one loss. He did beat LSU, which is a big-time win. But outside of that, let me see his schedule real quick before I make my final say-so. Outside of that, he's another one like Zev, who's only played 3 teams with a winning record all year. So, I mean, he has a big win over LSU. Definitely. He lost by 2 scores at home to Nebraska, and he beat Auburn by 10, which I don't think is a crazy win. But, I mean, Auburn has no line compared to Notre Dame. Probably has one of the best, if not the best line, just off rip. I mean, I honestly think that game is closer than it should have been, given the team differential being so wide. So I don't think it's a quality win. Honestly, I think at Florida, 35-13 is a better win than beating Auburn. And at Hoop is another good win, 38-28. So, I mean, he has some good wins on the schedule, but I'm going to lean Ohio State. I think his resume is a little bit better. Second, I'm going to go Notre Dame in the A tier. Third, I'm going to go Texas. Hopefully he can get past well, not hopefully, I don't care either way, but at least hopefully for my ranking, he beats Miami. But he's been playing pretty good ball this year. In general, still a game to go though, so I'm gonna leave him at third right now, and then I'm gonna put myself at fourth, and that'll be my A tier.
Question for both of you is being in the Pac-12 or Big 12 render you ineligible for A or S tier?
I can answer this first. I mean, for me personally, if you're in the Big 12, for you to get into the A tier, and they've crept into the A tier for me before. Right now, for me, the reason why Iowa in particular isn't in the A tier because Iowa beat Alabama in a head-to-head, which is a great win. They'll both be in my B tier, probably 1 and 2. But that's a great win, Alabama at home. But for me, it's hold on, let me get the score right real quick before I just say something. And then he loses by 3 at home to Nebraska. That's another quality loss at the end of the day. But I mean, he has 3 losses on the season, and he played a Big 12 schedule. So I mean, it's kind of like he went 6-1 in the Big 12, but for you to be in the A tier in the Big 12, I need you to win all of those games in the Big 12. I mean, he lost to USC by 3 scores. That's just to me when you put someone in there who that
wasn't a Fairson game.
No. So, or at least I don't think so. But he lost a Hoop, which is not a bad loss at all. But You know, Hoop 7-5 at the end of the day. So Hoop did beat me though at LSU, but still, you can do it from the Big 12. Certainly be an A tier. I don't know if you could be in the S tier. You probably couldn't be in the S tier, but you certainly could be in the A tier. But I just think that the way his season in particular has gone, I can't give him that nod to be in the A tier because he has his most quality win is that Alabama win by 3 at home. That's a big time win. But I mean, after that, it's like the next best win he had. I mean, he beat Baylor by 1 at home. He also beat Arizona State by 4 on the road. That's a pretty good win. But nothing else is even close to and he beat Florida State on the road by 7. So he has some like once again, he's very good and he's got some good wins, but he doesn't have any really stamped wins. And the real nail in the coffin for me putting him in A tier is that he gave up 400 points this season. So I mean, if you can't play defense, you can't be in the A tier. For me, he would have to go. Even if he wins his conference championship, I'm not going to put him in the A tier. He would have to win a couple games in the playoffs to go into the A tier for me. Yeah, probably a couple, or depending on who he plays. He's probably going to get a bye if he can win his conference. He'll get a bye. So, if he can win that one game, it really only one. If he can win a playoff game, then maybe I'm definitely throwing him in the A tier. Probably depending on who it's against. Assuming it's against someone who's in tier 1 or normally in the A tier and he wins that, I'll probably put him up there. But for me, the real nail in the coffin is the 400 points allowed. Yeah, I just don't think that gets it done.
Gotcha.
And then next year, if he makes it to A tier, he'll be in tier 1 anyway when he makes it. So,
gotcha. Froz, how about you?
Yeah, they could be in A tier. It would take a lot. When I'm there next year, I'm assuming y'all are gonna want to see me in top 10ish at least, and no bad losses at all. So.
Well, I mean, Iowa's top 10ish and no bad losses. So.
Yeah, you got 3
well,
of them
actually,
there.
that's not true. That's not true. He does have a bad loss. USC by 3 scores is a bad loss.
Yeah. And just 3 losses in general are usually not going to be. You are an A tier, but no, it's pretty rare. I think for 3-loss team to be in the A tier this late in the year, or anytime really.
Yeah, I mean, I think this year though the league is a lot more top heavy than normal. I feel like usually there's not 2 users who are an 0 plus another one who's an 1.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a lot of times, usually, we have 4-loss teams getting in the playoffs for sure. Or if not for sure, I mean, pretty good chance of them sneaking in. This year, I'm at 3 losses and I still have to sneak in. I don't think, am I in on the current bracket? I mean, some of these teams are going to lose and have to play, so hopefully I can slide up. Yeah, I'm in there. I'm at 10. I'm the last user in with 3 losses. So I mean, usually, I've made the playoffs with 5 losses. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, usually there are some 4-loss teams hanging around, but not this year. A lot more top heavy with the wins this year.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. So I guess the last question is, how are we ordering Iowa, Auburn, and Alabama? If there is an order at all, or are we just putting them in the tier?
I mean, I think this for me is a clear order. I mean, I think Iowa beat Alabama by 3, so I'm gonna give them the edge there, and Auburn plays tier 3. So
you give him the edge, but you're picking Auburn, or you're picking Alabama to beat him in the neutral site game this week.
Yes, but I mean, in terms of where they rank, I mean, if I'm doing where do you rank, I mean, he beat them head to head, so I'm not gonna put Alabama ahead of you in the ranking. I think Alabama is gonna win that game when they play again, and then obviously the ranking would change. But yeah, I mean, I don't have. I said that I think that Ohio State or Texas can beat Oklahoma, and Oklahoma's in the S tier, and they're not.
Yeah, but they're playing this week. This is a little different.
What do you mean?
I agree with the order though.
What do you mean
Yeah,
they're playing?
They're about to play this week, and you're putting Bama over them to win this week. So to me, that would mean you put in the power rankings, if we're ranking how powerful they are right now. You think?
I mean, I didn't say just for sure Bama was going to beat them. I said I'm picking Bama to beat them. but it's not like it's just for sure. I mean, as we said, it depends on how the flow of the game goes. You know, if it turns into a game where it has to, you know, if Iowa turns into a shootout, I think Iowa's going to win, but I just don't think that's how it's going to go. But it's not just like I'm not just saying like, yo, it's not like when Georgia plays Clemson in the semifinal, I'm saying, yo, Georgia's about to lose by 5 scores. Like, it's not like that. You know what I mean?
Is Elwell like that in every league? Does he play defense in other leagues, or is it all like this?
I don't know if he plays defense in most leagues. He scores in every league.
Okay.
And he's a good player. In the leagues that I'm in, I'm not in like every league with him, but I mean, from what I've seen, like it's really early, but I can try to click over here.
No, you're good. I was just curious. It's all good.
Yeah, I mean, usually he's scoring. I mean, I'm almost here, so let me just see what he's doing in Zev's league. We've only had a few games. We're in week 6 of this season, and he is, I believe, TCU. So let me see what the scores are in here. Yeah, same deal. I mean, he's winning like 40-28, 59-28. I mean, he's winning more games in here, but it's still, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But or I shouldn't say he's winning more games, but yeah, it's basically the same thing.
Gotcha. I got a quick grind question. As we wrap up the power rankings, as the seasons have gone on, we've noticed you changed the coach progression up as far as XP gaining, and then now we have some banned teams that have made their way into some users' hands.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any forecast on a voting system or possible job promotion if offered, since coaches are starting to get to that level in that league?
I haven't thought about it, but thinking about it right now, I would say probably not, because when we did allow people to move,
You gonna talk about the exception?
It just went so badly. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we've only done it one time before, and it went terribly wrong. So I'm kind of leery of doing it.
Argument. It was, of all the people, it was the same person that was the Tennessee owner that just happened to get the Penn State job, because I don't think anybody else ever got another offer like that.
I think they would in the grind, though. I mean, just the way it's built. I mean, why wouldn't Zev at Georgia Tech or OG at Arizona or all these dudes? I mean, be able to get a big time job. I mean, if let's just say OG goes from Arizona to Oregon, I mean, what are we talking about?
Would it make a difference?
I mean, no, in the sense that he was going to the Natty anyways, but yes, in the sense that you have no hope even when you play him now.
Okay.
I mean, you know, that stadium pulse, when your team is, you know, this isn't the league where you have a quarterback that's 90 overall with borderline 90 awareness, and you're playing in these stadiums and you can't hot route. When you go to these joints with a 83 overall quarterback, like, you won't make a single hot route, and your whole team will be cold. You would have to score 3 touchdowns before you're like not cold.
Something like that.
I think it'd be rough. That's just obviously my opinion skewed because of what happened with Nighthawk in last year's grind. We had to reset the whole league.
I think that was the exception, because that was year 2.
I think it was year 3, but
like
still,
year 2 going into 3.
But yeah. So I mean, but still, I mean, it can easily happen right now. I mean, any of those top dudes, they already have very good teams and are pretty dominant in that league. I am worried that it could be league breaking if the top dogs start getting the Alabamas and the Clemsons and those type of schools in that league, and now they're then we probably have to go back to how the tiers were last year, where there's only like 3 or 4 teams in one division. It's just like we got to like separate them because they're just so dominant. You know what I mean? Like they're already dominant with the bad teams. I think a lot of users aren't going to be getting those big jobs. It's only going to be the guys who are already at the top getting even more crazy. And it wouldn't even really affect me that much because, like at this point, my Utah team is pretty good regardless. So like we could compete, but I mean, it's not about like me. It's about dudes who, what about the other 20 users in the league whose teams aren't? Like my team's like what, 90 overall, 91. What about the users who are like 83? And now you got to go play at Oklahoma. And like if they do get the job at one of these schools like Oklahoma or anything like that, 1 year and they're like crazy. One portal. Well, really 1 season, because if you kind of made it 1 season, they would get 2 portals. 2 portals. I mean, that team is going to be insane. Especially if you're coming over there, you get to keep your coach. So I wouldn't say I'm excited about it for sure.
Gotcha. I was just curious.
What do you think, Frows?
I'm kind of against it because I kind of like what you said. I think it's gonna quickly turn into just certain teams getting even crazier. And grind is already hard. I see we trying to fill it. Like it's a lot to keep it full, just because teams got to start off very low. So anything to kind of just keep the league intact, that's what I'm voting for personally.
Yeah. What do you think, Terrell?
Like you said, you get OG at Oregon. That's just a problem for everybody. Huge problem.
I think the coaching carousel is broken, but I think I'm in the minority. I like the ability to try and get to a different job, but that's just me. I think if I'm going to lose to OG, I'm going to lose to OG. If I'm going to lose to Zev, I'm going to lose to Zev. It doesn't matter if they're at Georgia Tech or Arizona. I feel like Stadium Pulse is the Stadium Pulse. Like I got a 78 overall quarterback now that could barely make hot routes on the road. So I don't feel like my game plan changes any, no matter where we play. We all got to put the pads on. We all got to put our cleats on, and you just got to go out and play the game. But I think again, in the minority, different mindset.
True.
So
I mean, I feel it. I mean, personally, I mean, they beat me more times than I beat them, but I feel like I can win the games when I play against those dudes as it is now. But I don't know if I'm gonna feel like I can win. Well, I mean, I still would feel like I can win, but man, that's a steep hill to climb. Like, could you imagine going into Ohio State with Utah? Like,
yes, I could. I did it today.
Oh, well, yeah, exactly. You know what I mean?
I did it today, so
yeah. So I don't know, but we could have a vote for it. See where dudes are at. I'm not saying that I'm gonna honor your vote, though. I'm not gonna hold you.
Hey, it's a democracy until it's not.
This is a Trumpocracy, bro.
Oh my goodness! But Froz, you got anything else before we get out of here?
Nah, man, appreciate y'all tuning in as always, and yeah, let's keep it rolling. Hopefully, this off season is quick because we're going out of town next week. So, love to actually improve my team. Be nice.
Nah, I think you're fried on that front, brother.
Probably so.
You got anything before we get out of here?
No, man, that's it. Let's have a good playoffs, man. I'm excited to see who comes out on top. Got a lot of guys playing good ball right now. So,
yes,
Notre Dame, it's your year, man. It's your time.
Please,
it's your time.
Please,
do it. Do it for these dudes on the pod so they can stop looking so silly all the time.
Wait a minute. Okay.
I don't like that to leave, but
Crazy.
it's all
Again,
good.
another one. Another backhand compliment. But yeah, if you still here, we appreciate you for listening. Again, if you don't like what we got to say, put it in the Discord or change it on the field. Until next time, we're out.